Welcome to Wrestling with Heart, a podcast looking at pro wrestlers giving back to their community. Join me, Stanley Carr, as I interview wrestling's hottest names who use their platforms as entertainers to raise awareness and do community service. Hello and welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Heart. This is the show where we talk with professional wrestlers and professional wrestling personalities about their lives in and outside of the ring, as well as doing acts of charity work, community service, volunteering, and spreading positivity. We're all about the positivity here on the show. And I've got a very special guest with me today. He has worked for a numerous amount of companies. He is the War Chief, Suma Te Woke. Suma, welcome to Wrestling with Heart.
What's going on, man?
It's
How
good to
you
have you
doing?
on. Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for coming on.
No problem, not a problem.
Yeah, let's talk about your upbringing and childhood. Where are you from?
From San Carlos Reservation out there on the borders of Arizona and New Mexico.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like a very rural area.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys have been to a reservation or not, but that one right there is out there in the middle of a desert. So it's very rural.
Yeah, very small town. But I mean, there's a lot of community there, a lot of people doing things around there, hanging out, having a good time. Tell me about how you got into wrestling. Was pro wrestling something that you watched as a kid?
I think every young boy has watched it as a kid with their dad or uncle or something like that. Me and a group of friends had always gotten together and watched it, but I didn't get really too involved till my teenage years. They were wrestling on a cable access television show. So I would go watch them, and uh, an actual independent company had went there for scouting.
Hmm.
And I had been there and talked to them, and they wanted to know if I wanted to train to be a professional wrestler. So
Amazing. Yeah. Okay.
kind of ran with it.
Yeah. And you had mentioned to me earlier you had watched wrestling as a kid religiously. Who were some of your favorites?
Um, well, I'm I'm probably gonna go with Mr. Perfect, Henning, Dynamite Kid, Ravishing Rick Rude, the people that could really reach out and snatch a fan's emotions and just hold on to it. Um, I'm not really one of your normal people that'll be like, oh, it was Hulk Hogan or Andre or nah, I really wasn't. I mean, I watched in later years I watched Hulk Hogan over there in Japan and same with Andre and a lot of other people. Like their Japan work was awesome. But when they came to the States, not so much.
Definitely you have seems like you have more freedom when you go overseas to wrestle, and it seems like they do a lot more, like it's really intense as opposed to the US where it's restricted.
Well, I can tell you uh, from firsthand that when you go overseas and you wrestle in Japan, it's not as free. You have to work twice as hard. You need to know what you're doing, and if you don't, they let you know you're not as good as you think you are. So they went over there and they had to show that they knew how to wrestle. Same thing with like Legion of Doom and everyone else. It wasn't just, hooping and hollering and the fans going, "Ah." No, it's just
They really take it seriously in Japan. They really do. It's like a
as
sport.
as they should.
And so you have wrestled several different places in your career, not just in the US, but all over the world. Is it fair to say Japan is one of your favorite places to work?
Japan is. I love Canada. Canada is awesome. Um, it would be in between those two. Uh, the fans are just so respectful. They they know who you are without saying it. They part. Oh, you a champion? Yeah, thank you. Like it's totally different.
So the point where you knew you wanted to become a wrestler, you found out about the cable access show, and the trainer basically, or someone was there, the recruiter was there asking if you were interested, and that's how you got started?
Yeah. Well, when the recruiter came, it was me and my friend who no longer wrestles. Uh, we were gonna go train, and he was like, "Well, I want to go train by myself." So I had this bad experience. I was like, "Well, I'll go train with you." Like, well, I don't really got the money, and I'll pay for both of us. We'll go train together. Why not? Right? So we went and did that, and we stayed wrestling and training together for years.
Hmm.
Ended up parting ways.
Wow. But you got into it, you started working out, you started getting in shape, you put in the work. Training's not easy. You really have to get your body and conditioned. What was your experience like?
Man, I don't know what I signed up for. that's that's really the conclusion that I first drew. Um, Man, when you sign up for this, you better know what you're signing up for. And even then, like you don't know. You really don't know. Just say like you go and do a show. Okay. So that's a Friday. And you have another show Sunday. Okay, so that's one day's rest in between. That's fine, right?
Mhm.
So say the following weekend you have a show Friday, but they got you booked on a triple shot Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. So no rest days. Man, I'm gonna be tired. Say you work Friday, you work Saturday, but Saturday, man, some people didn't show up. So they're gonna book you for a couple extra matches on the show. So you're not wrestling once, but you're wrestling twice. Then you get to Sunday and you're beat. You're done. Now it's not uncommon for this to happen, and it's not uncommon for you to wrestle two, three times in one show, three times in a row. People don't know this. Man, you run yourself into the ground, and then they expect you to jump back up and do it all over again. Well, the human body's not made to do this one time, let alone three times in one day. So conditioning yourself to do that and be able to run like that is insane.
Yeah, it's very hectic. And so you just have to really apply yourself and put in the work. And you have won so many championships and wrestled against so many guys. Who have been some of your favorites to work against?
Today I would say Ricky Fuji was one of my favorites, one of my most memorable. Um, Chewy Martinez was fun. We had fun. Brick Savage, that was a good one. Um, Smoke signals, they're always good to work with. anyone who ever's looking for a solid tag team, they need to work with them. Good luchador that I worked with would have to be Nightmare Azteca.
Hmm,
Good.
that's really good. Worked with a
Yeah.
variety of different opponents, different people.
Yeah, I try not to stay in the same style because that leaves you in a box, and I don't want to be there.
Yeah. What would you say your style is?
Um, I'm definitely a strong style. Definitely a strong style. I prefer that than anything. Like I could do aerial. I do the flips and stuff like that, but I'd rather just stick with the strong. The first couple weeks, you're going to be bruised all over just from your body not being used to it, learning how to hit them properly. Taking your bumps, you're going to be sore all over. Um, your elbows, your ankles, your shins will be bruised because you got to learn how to land properly, to take a bump properly. And then even going through your first couple years, or even just continuing on down the line through your career, like you'll end up with broken bones. I've wrestled with broken fingers, broken hand, um, numerous amounts of broken little things that I just taped together.
Wow.
But taped together 3-inch deep gouge in my back. That was pretty gnarly. But I mean, it happens.
Yeah. You've had your fair share of injuries and bruises and just all around. You have to discipline yourself. Really, it's one thing to be in shape, but it's another to be in what they call in ring shape. Basically, trying to really get your body to say, okay, I'm ready for another day of this. Let's go. You have to really commit yourself to that.
Most definitely. And there's multiple levels of that specific ring shape. You could have all the wind in the world and you have it knocked right back out of you. And then you got to have the will to get back up. You've got to have the mindset to know if you get busted open, stay calm.
Mm-hmm.
Don't freak out. Because there's some people that freak out. There's some people who go into panic attacks. There's a variety of situations you can find yourself in and forget to stay calm. The best thing to do is stay calm, no matter what it is. Because there's nothing better to do.
Let's switch gears now and talk about some of the work you've done outside of the ring. You've worked with a lot.
Yes.
You've done a lot of charity work and worked with a lot of organizations. Tell me about some of the stuff you've done in your community to help others.
Native Native Voice Entertainment has been really dedicated to bringing awareness to uh, MMIW and MMIWR. So we have done shows in Arizona, Kansas, Nebraska, um, all over, raising funds to donate and bring awareness to this problem. I don't know if people, or if enough people, know that indigenous people are one of the smallest populated. We're the smallest people in the population, and we're of the highest crime rate, and nothing is being done. No one's being brought to trial. No one's being thrown in no jails.
That's just heartbreaking to hear that.
You haven't. They
Yeah.
don't. We want people to them, to anybody. We're we're just now becoming uh, of relevance. It was okay for people to dress up as us. We're still dealing with that. It's okay to dress up like a Native American, but if you dress up like any other people, any other race, it's not okay. You're deemed a racist. But if you dress up like an indigenous person, a Native American, then, you know, everyone else has rights as far as that goes, except. But back to the charity thing. Um, we here at uh, Native Ways Entertainment also do uh, canning food drives. Another sad thing. You know how many homeless people there are?
Thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, man. And they have more people coming into this country daily. But yet you could have people that work two jobs, and still be homeless. People who work have to sleep on the street. That's insane to me. But yet people get in trouble for making those tiny home projects to get these people off the street. So what we do is we put together boxes just like any other shelter or anything, and we give out food. We give out bag lunches. We do clothing drives.
Yeah.
One, one of our main bases is in Scottsdale, Arizona, and that's one of um, they're not. It's not a poor area. I'll just say that it's not a poor area. So to ask them to give back a little bit don't hurt, and it helps with the people who are out there with mental disease. And I can't say drug addiction because you can't help people with drug addiction. They can help themselves. Like we direct them to one of my other brothers that does sober living houses, but that's all we can do. But food, clothes, water, and direct them to sobriety.
Well, it's really nice that you're able to do that, because like you said, the person's got to get themselves help, but if you kind of meet them halfway there to some extent, I mean, that's a good that's a step, that is a step to progress. And it's just so gut-wrenching to hear about the stuff that's going on, and from the bottom of my heart, I am very sorry. And I hope that there is a way that this can all in time be resolved.
That's the goal, or at least slow it down.
Yeah.
Some, something has to give somewhere sometime.
Everybody deserves equal treatment, equal rights, and oh, there's just so many things in the world that require attention, and that's one of them. The discrimination and lack of respect for the Native Americans, because they were the ones that first settled in the U in America for anybody.
Yep, we know to teach each other with a hell of a lot more respect. We know that we have to treat the world, the earth, the sky, the water with much more respect than what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at the condition that it's in. When you go certain places, you can't drink the water out of the faucet without giving a softener and a filter. What is that? Look what we've done. Now, myself, when I first started wrestling, I was told, um, if you ever become a title holder, if you ever become a champion somewhere, um, that title doesn't make you a champion. It's what you do with that title that makes you a champion. So I see a lot of people running around with their belts and showing them off. I always ask them, so what do you do for your people? What do you do for your community? What do you do with your newfound championship? I speak to people about cancer awareness. I had stage 4 cancer from ear to ear. I had thyroid cancer. I had it removed. So I speak with a lot of people about that, very open about it. So there's so many ways that other people could help people. If it's giving, it's giving. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. But they could just give a minute of their time. I think not enough people remember that the fans made them who they are. Like you're just a normal person without them. You're just somebody trying to be someone. If you don't got your fans, you who are you really? You need to give back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very interesting way of looking at it.
For me, it's the only. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's a must.
Yes. Why do you feel passionate about helping out in your community?
I've been given a platform. Why not use it for a positive? Like I was saying, I didn't. I mean, I did this. I worked for this, but it was given to me. My community, my surrounding area, the fans are the ones that said, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna get behind that guy." And without that, what? Again, I'm just a normal person. So if I see people struggling, or if one of them messages me and says, "Hey, do you got a minute, bro?" Yeah, you know what? I do. What, you need to talk. It's important for us to take that time. I'm not saying that everybody's got to like drop what they're doing or whatever. I'm saying just you do need to take some time out for it. These things right here usually consume about 50% of my day. You know, people are so concerned about profit and what they can gain instead of what they can give. So instead of helping their fellow man or woman, they're reaching in their pockets to see what they can gain. Well, they forget that if you reach down and help someone up and you help clean them up, you gain a friend. You gain someone that could be loyal to you. So there is gain in helping. Plus, you gain back a piece of that you may have gave away years ago, days ago, whenever, when you didn't quite know it. You get back a piece of yourself. When you give back, it comes back in all different shapes, forms, and sizes.
Yes.
So don't don't always look for the instant gratification when you do that. Just know that it is coming, and you do get back.
Well said there. Suma, this has been wonderful getting the chance to speak with you, getting the chance to talk with you means a lot to me and to the listeners and viewers that are watching this on YouTube. Where can people find more about you? Are you on social media?
All social media platforms except Twitter, because I don't pay no attention to my Twitter account, honestly. So to those who tweet me or whatever, I do apologize. I spend most of my time on Facebook, Instagram, uh, the other video um, platform,
TikTok,
or yeah, TikTok.
Instagram.
And there's another one, Capcom or something like that. I don't know what it is. Some video editing one, but mostly those three. Go Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Now, you can catch me on those easy. If you find me on those, look me under Suma Te Woke, and you'll find me.
All right. Suma,
Awesome.
thanks again, and you're more than welcome to come back.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of
And
course.
if you ever want to do another video, let me know.
Of course.
All right.
Absolutely. You're
Thank
more
you
than
very
welcome
much.
to come back. All right. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. This is Wrestling with Heart. I hope you found this podcast to be informative and entertaining. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and look out for the next edition.